Hello, biscuits. Even though it's the holidays, are you ready for a real life spooky tale? Ooh. That was my scary ghost silence. So, you biscuits know that we have been attempting to house hunt in Western Washington, which is a poop show of extraordinary measure. Every time I look at a place that's in my budget. It's a falling down shack. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. As in, windows like the glass separating from window casings, cold air just coming in, and that'll be like at the top of my budget. And it's in some weird neighborhood. And if I like the house and it's not falling down, it's something over my budget, or it gets snapped up instantly. Like, I've been at houses that as I view them, the real estate agent's like, oh, we have to leave. It's gotten like 5 offers, all cash, over asking. I was going to go look at a house the other day that I was so excited about. And it literally sold on Thanksgiving. Like, people were there on Thanksgiving making offers. I could not believe it. Like, who makes offers and sells houses on Thanksgiving? But there you go. And then I found this house, and it was in a neighborhood that I really wanted, that I really liked that neighborhood. I was so excited. It was actually in my budget, which was crazy. It was a small home, you know, little very small lot. And it was in a funky location, but in the neighborhood I wanted, if that makes sense. And I was really excited. I was like ready to try and make an offer. I was talking to the real estate agent. We were planning out like, you know, how do we make the offer? What's the process? What do we offer? I was so excited. I thought, what are the odds that I can find anything in this neighborhood in my price range? And I thought it was going to be a bidding war or something, because it had initially sold. It had gone off market, and then the people buying it didn't like what the inspection reported, and it came back on the market. So I was like, okay, this is my chance. And I was this close to sending in the offer, and Abraham absolutely hated this house. Now, Bubba Goo has come along on so many house hunts with me. This real estate agent knows him. She's known him for a really long time, so she kind of knows how he reacts to houses. And neither of us had ever seen him have like a visceral response to, I need to get the F out of this house. That was his response. He had like it was like from a movie. You know, when the parents move in, they're like, why is this house in this great area that's such a good house? Such a good deal. We're going to buy it. It's going to be such a good deal for our family. And these were the things I was saying, you know. It was exactly like a horror movie. And the kid's like, nope, this is bad. This is a bad idea. Let's not do this. And it gave me pause. So I waited half an hour, and I sat with Bubba Goo in the car, and I remember talking to him like, well, can you tell me what you don't like about it and everything? And he could not describe it other than like it was too full of other things or too small for us. It didn't make sense quite what he was saying, but I got this, you know, it was a very distinct impression that he got from that house. And I have never seen him react to a house that way. It was so weird. And truly, I'm not exaggerating when I say it was as though it was out of one of those horror movies where the parents are so excited, right? Like, oh, it's in my budget. It's in the general area that I really wanted. How exciting. And it's like too good to be true. And that's kind of how I felt too. Like, it had come back on the market. The buyers hadn't wanted to go through with the buy. And it just like, you know, I call it my Oprah sense, right? It's those red flags that come out to you. I was all gung-ho. I was super blinded by all the great stuff about it. But his reaction really gave me pause, and I went, you know, I've never seen him have a reaction to a house like this. So maybe it's good that we step back. And it was immediately snatched up. Like, I think by that night or the next morning it had sold to somebody else. But I really got the vibe from that it was this like, it must have been a haunted house. And even the real estate agent, who was not a ghost kind of related person, was like, whoa, I wonder what kind of, you know, what was going on in that house. Why did he react that way? It was kind of scary because we came so close to making our offer on it, and I thought, boy, like, what was he sensing in it that would have been really bad for our family, you know? And I'm more in the old school of believing in ghosties and things like that, you know? So it really gave me pause. And my sister, and brother-in-law, who are absolutely ghosts do not exist, you know, that you're crazy, were like, oh, that's the same. Why didn't you buy it? And I really was one of those sixth sense kind of, you know, when the red flags get waved, either you listen in life or you don't. And my lesson was, okay, I'm going to listen this time because I don't normally. And I think that I need to like pay attention to this. It was really spooky. Oh, a sad baby. I hear the sad baby too. I know. She's being played with. She's being loved up and snuggled. But she wants mommy. So I'm going to finish this up. But I wanted to show and tell because it was just really spooky. Because normally I'm good at picking up those kind of things. And, you know, it had the vibe of something, this is so weird to say, of being covered up. Like it was freshly painted. They'd redone the little kitchen in parts. And does that make sense to even say? It did. It felt like the veneer had been put on someplace, you know, and my logical brain thought, oh great, it's been, you know, if not totally updated, fixed, spruced up a little bit. But the more I sat on it, I was like, oh, it really did feel like being covered over, if that makes sense. And I may never know what Abraham picked up on that house. I kind of want to research the neighborhood when I have time, because I'm really curious, like, what was it that he could tell? Because we've looked at other houses and I've been like, oh, what do you think about making an offer on this one? And, you know, we don't, but he's been, oh, okay, good, you know, not had the reaction that he had to that house. It was eerie, I gotta say. And it makes me go, okay, I guess we should take our kids along to houses because maybe they can tell stuff that we can't. It was quite scary. I want to know, tell me on Instagram, have you ever lived in a haunted house? Have you ever moved into one by accident? We lived in a haunted house when I was a kid, and all of my siblings and I hated how haunted and spooky it was. It was like our parents totally dismissed it, but all of us independently were like, yeah, that was really spooky area. Yeah, it was scary. I don't think I'd want to live in a scary haunted house. Like maybe good scary, like good spooky, you know, like a nice happy spirit, but even then, I don't know. It was off-putting and kind of shocking because we came so close to possibly moving into something that would have been, you know, maybe like a really terrifying experience for people that are a little sensitive to those things. Okay. I'm gonna go grab baby and give her a snuggle, but Biscuits, I want to know, what are your haunted stories, your haunted houses? I kind of felt like, oh, we aren't gonna run into your haunted house. It didn't even cross my mind until this happened. It was so eerie. Oh my goodness. Okay, Biscuits, I'm gonna see you over on the other channel between the next videos. And yeah, I'm still coming down from how scary that was. I will admit. No, scary's not even the right word. Like frightening to come near to spooky.